We have breaking developments overnight. The second nurse to contract Ebola in Dallas is now in Atlanta for treatment at Emory University Hospital as the concern spreads to Cleveland. Why? Well, that's where the second nurse, Amber Vinson, flew, despite having told the CDC that she had a low-grade fever after helping treat patient Thomas Eric Duncan, who ultimately died from Ebola. Meantime, the first nurse diagnosed with Ebola, Nina Pham, she is said to be improving, thinking of her family and no doubt thinking of her dog. Bentley, the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, has been quarantined and will be monitored for the foreseeable future. So we were wondering, what are the logistics of going into quarantining a dog? Here to tell us is Jody Jones. She's the director of the Dallas Animal Services. And I should point out, Jody, you're not personally caring for Bentley. You're overseeing sort of his general care, correct?
That's correct, Michaela. Bentley is quarantined and being cared for using the appropriate protective measures, just like you would for an Ebola patient.
How's he doing? How's Bentley doing so far?
Bentley, I'm very pleased to say, is doing wonderful. We're blessed, and Bentley is really a people dog.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, outside of Nina's care and her recovery, Bentley was the next most important thing to that family, as is often the case in most American families today.
Yeah, it sure is. You mentioned the fact that he's a people dog. It makes you wonder how a pup deals with being quarantined like that. That's a bit of a concern, as are the concerns about how you feed that dog and how you care for that dog and remove the dog's waste. Can you help us understand the logistics of managing all that?
Absolutely. Public safety is, of course, the utmost concern.
Sure.
So we are not able to provide all of the comforts that you would in your typical home environment. Mm-hmm. But we have been very fortunate in being able to create a home-like environment for Bentley. So he actually is residing in the kitchen of a formerly owned home. He is crated or contained during his stay in the home. Mm-hmm. And he is moved between different crates to establish cleaning and care during the day. We have a veterinarian that is starting to go in and care for him. In the earlier days, we were using trained hazmat type people to provide that care under the direction of Dr. Catherine McManus and myself to ensure that he got humane, compassionate care, as well as the professionals ensuring that the proper public safety precautions were in place.
Well, and that's where the questions lie, right, Jody? Because we have so little data about dogs and Ebola. They can carry the Ebola virus, but right now, where does the data stand on whether or not they can transmit the disease?
Well, there is one study out there, and the question comes into play in if the animals can shed the virus. There are known cases where animals have actually transmitted Ebola to a human. So the recommendations are that there are very little risks involved here, but again, in an effort to maintain public safety and health of everybody involved, we are taking all of the precautions that are recommended by the CDC and the state officials.
And we don't know, you said we're sort of saying foreseeable future. We know in humans the virus can be dormant for 21 days. What do we know, or do we know enough? How long will Bentley be in quarantine?
The initial quarantine period is going to be 21 days. We're working with some of the officials to establish what the release process will be for him. But they're feeling pretty confident that if he doesn't show any symptoms and everything goes well, that he should be able to be released and reunited with his family after that 21-day quarantine.
Well, I'm sure everybody in the family is looking forward to that. Now, in speaking to that, this pet is a member of this family. We saw a very different situation happen in Spain. I'm curious if you were part of the process of making a decision what would happen to Bentley. Was there debate about what to be done, or was it sort of clear-cut there in Dallas?
No, it was very clear-cut in Dallas. City officials, county officials had committed that Bentley was going to see this through. And I have to say the outpouring of support through Texans and throughout the world for the care of Bentley has just been phenomenal, to the point where we have actually set up a fund, the Pets Fund, through DallasAnimals.org. It's the Dallas Companion Animal Project is helping us collect resources that will be used not just for Bentley, but should there be additional pets. Yes.
I'm curious, does Nina know how Bentley's doing? Has she asked about it? What's her reaction been?
Yes, actually, Nina called us the day before yesterday and spoke with Dr. McManus about Bentley, and we promised her we were doing everything in our power. We were taking really good care, and we were just a little concerned that Bentley might be a little heavier when he's returned to her because he's eating well.
That's a good sign. He'll get his exercise later, and I'm sure it did a lot to boost her spirits as well, to know that her beloved pet is being cared for. It's kind of a two-way street, right? Jody Jones,
Absolutely.
thanks so much. A lot of people think that this is a frivolous conversation. Other people can't believe that we wouldn't ask this question. But Jody, thank you for cutting to the chase with us and helping us understand the importance of it, okay?
Thank you.